That's my new beatbox intro. Can this sickness finally go away? Is that possible? Today we're going to be doing ASMR sushi. Why can't I craft this? Yes, I was unsure if I needed to craft or upgrade any more gems. Anyways, how you all doing? Oh, no one's here because notifications never go out. Sweet. Hey GX, what up? Hey Lauren, what up? Hey Kai. Oh, hey Kai. Yeah, it's been a while. Where? Oh, my bad. I went into candy out of habit because I thought, oh, am I doing the event? No, I'm not. I'm trying to do 5 stars. Hey, Bobby. My stream title should actually be, I have nothing to chase. But I'm still playing anyway. Yeah, GX, what do you, cause you're the psycho gardener. I'm about to farm moonlight bulbs. These seeds won't make themselves. Oh God, why? Haven't played Trove in a minute, just been waiting until they finish their marketplace testing. Yes, I know. That's the biggest thing that I feel a lot of people are kind of just waiting on. Most of the stuff I want to do is really tedious without it. Yes. Dude, I'm constantly looking at my bombs and just getting slightly concerned because I'm not going to craft bombs. When I run out of bombs, it means I just no longer have bombs until the market's back up. Hey, KU. Do we have a date for the Trove Dev stream yet? I don't think we do. Bro, I was, I know no one's gonna care because that's a franchise that kind of stopped being made for a long time. They got a new Metro game coming, dude. Like, what? Wait, is today the Trove Dev stream? When is that? How come I didn't mark that in my calendar? Amateur. I probably won't catch it live, so I'll just have to make a follow-up video afterwards. Because I'll be asleep and then busy with baby Leon all day. But thanks for letting me know, KU. I'll do a stream reaction to it, and then I will also do a summary of it. If there's anything worth talking about. Do you know what they'll stream on? They usually stream on Twitch. I think that's all they ever use. Me, I'm using Twitch, YouTube, and Kick. I don't know why I'm using all of these, but whatever. 12 p.m. Pacific time. Okay. They announced it yesterday. I didn't see any announcement, but I guess most everyone who plays Trove doesn't talk to me anymore. Or it just got spammed out and I just didn't see it. But I also don't check their Discord, and Twitter sucks and never notifies me of anything that I'm following or interested in. So, suffice to say, good thing I just decided to randomly do this stream today. Otherwise, I would have just never known and nobody would have told me, and Yeah. Yeah, I know. I need to get more in the habit of checking out the Trove Discord. What I need to do is I need to go into the Trove Discord, mute every chat except for announcements. That's the big thing that I gotta do. Because otherwise I'm just so used to notification spam that I just don't check things. But I'll try to remember to do that tonight if I can. Been really busy with real life stuff lately. What else is new? But yeah, if I had to guess, the stream should be talking about the new class reworks, right? Because I think that's the next update, actually. Because Tiny Quest seems to have gotten just pushed. Which I still find quite odd. Literally the last we heard of it was, yeah, it's coming at the end of March. And then the next time we heard about Tiny Quest was, we're still working on it, but you're gonna have this update before Tiny Quest. And I was like, huh? Hey, Miguel. I wonder if they'll do any market stuff as well. I know everyone's just gonna be spamming their chat like, market, fix the market, man. If people were funny, they'd say Mojang, fix Minecraft, Bedrock, or some. What's that meme that I always see everywhere? Let me finish this dungeon and then take a peek at what their Discord says. Yeah, apparently, Turtle, apparently they're doing a dev live stream tomorrow. Oops. Guess who's out of the loop? This guy. But I'll have to do my stream reaction to their stream probably around this time tomorrow, because it's the only time that I get free. And then, stream alerts? No, that's... Wait, why aren't I in the stream alerts? Hold on, let me mute this category. They don't even do like an @ everyone for the announcement of the stream. Are you kidding me? Come on, devs. I would have never even known. Yeah, thanks, KU. Oh my god, they got so many things in here that I gotta mute. Sorry, I'm just in the Trove Discord because I never check it. I used to have like a bunch of my homies would basically tell me everything that was going on. Okay, so it says April 16th, they're doing a live stream, 12 p.m. Pacific time. It's gonna be on Twitch TV, Game Ago Games, and that's about it. We just know from the community letter that the stream will more than likely be about the class changes, which I hope is more than just number balancing, right? Like, I hope it's something more meaningful, but we'll see. Hey, Magic. Hey, Aaron. Either way, that's cool. I'm excited. I do miss being able to actually like just react to stuff right as it's happening live. Like, good lord, when the next Nintendo Direct hits, I'm not even gonna be able to watch it right away. Or I could just be tired, you know. Stay up or just sleep in and then only get like 3 hours sleep. It'll be like when Leon was just born again. Just started this game for the first time ever. I'm a knight. Welcome to the party. You're playing a god tier class that is as amazing as it is boring. Most of all, just in my opinion, because the end game is literally just holding left click. Here's the end game of the knight. Here's the end game of the... I don't have my sword on him. Okay, I'm gonna die by this random enemy if I'm not careful. Anyway, hold left click. There's your most optimal damage, at least until this rework update hits, and then hopefully it'll make them more interesting. I hope they give us like either showcase some of the class changes rather than just talk about them, or more specifically if they give us like a date or something. Like I hope that the stream is more than just like giveaway fluff, if that makes sense. I'm looking forward to it either way. About time we got some news. Oops. I'm using my big boy keys. I shouldn't use my big boy keys. I need to use my garbage keys. Get out of here. Stop. I think I only used one, so it's fine. But it's not Delve Day, so. Silly. I like it mainly because knights are tanks or paladins. They're the protectors of the world. Not in 2026, they're not. We need some knights on the internet, bro. Sorry, that was kind of mean. Yes. No, knight's cool. Oh, do we have the... Oh. Thanks, Fox. I didn't know that we had the entire bonus going on. Sweet. So it is Delve Day. I knew that we had the star bar, but I was not paying attention. My dad brain is strong with Trove lately. I gotta get back in the swing of things. You guys have probably noticed a surplus of videos suddenly being posted again. It's a backlog. I was sitting on a lot of content that was planned for the second channel that I'm just finally getting around to and bothering posting here on the main channel. So eventually it'll slow back down again. But otherwise, like, yeah. Die, 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 die. Whee! I can actually make another piece of my gear into Mystic, but it doesn't do anything. I guess it would give me 2 PR, which would get me to 690, not even 700. I did get the Chloromancer class for free from Rift. Wait, I thought you said that you just started playing Trove, though. I don't think that promo is still around, is it? But yeah, Chloromancer's... I always liked the Chloromancer's style, but I didn't really like its gameplay that much. I didn't even know Rift was still around. Oh no, it's that other game that got shut down. The one that had the heck bugs. I don't remember what it was called. The one that killed Trine Worlds. Ugh! Defiance, yeah, that was it. What do you think about the Gunslinger? He got a more recent, as in like a few months, rework. He's fine. You can still use him at the end game. He's very powerful. I don't think that he's fun because he's got like that slow fall ability, which doesn't really have any purpose for Trove anymore. Like a lot of the abilities that need touched up are kind of the ones that were from like the alpha and beta days where it just doesn't have any rhyme or reason to exist. Just a waste of a skill. But hopefully that rework that they got coming is going to be some big changes. They've been collecting a lot of feedback from myself and the other content creators in terms of, oh, what should we do with this class? Not only like did I end up feeding them a bunch, like a huge 1,000-word essay of what they could do to fix a lot of the classes. That was months ago. And then more recently when they asked, I just told them like, yeah, I told you guys all this stuff before, but for right now, what would I want? I want a better ult on Shadowhunter, an arrow barrage or something. Hey Yarrow, it's me, Frosty. Gonna join. Oh, I see, because your Twitch isn't working. Yes. Or you could join, bro, you could join on Kick. Also, yeah, I'm surprised that you're still playing Rift. That game wasn't that bad. I just don't like tab target games. Wait, what am I missing? Oh no, we got it. I need to loot collect a bunch of crap. Excuse me, knockback, please remove it from the game. That's what we should have told them to do, is get rid of stability as a stat and just remove knockback as a whole. Hey, Naxi. Yo, Naxi, I doubt our time will sync up. But I was thinking about you today, or past couple days, because I was thinking, oh man, I should play System Shock with Naxi. Because I'd play through it again now that I've had some time to chill with it. And that I have a little bit of extra time now. With Leon in daycare. But I'm sure you're busy with, what's that new game that's popping off? Windrose or whatever? System Shock is great. Yeah, I didn't grow up with them. I didn't play them. I only played them in recent years. I love the System Shock remake. That made me realize that I secretly love Sims. I did not know that. And then I was waiting for the System Shock 2 remaster, which took like a million years. That one's not like from the ground up rebuilt, but it was still really good. I was surprised. Yeah, I'm down, Naxi. You just at me anytime. KU, thank you again so much for more gifted memberships. Appreciate you, man. Helps out a ton as we slowly build up momentum again with the channel. Instead of that grave that I dug with Hightail. Hey, Hydra. I missed 2018 Trove. It was peak. Yes, it was really good. I think like they've updated the game in a good direction. Like Trove's definitely playing and functioning a lot better than it was back then, but there's not as much buzz around it, you know? Most of all, again, I think it's just because like the lack of trading, like the devs have had to focus all their attention on that crap so that they haven't been able to give us our usual updates, because March is almost always like the big patch for Trove for the year. And we just kind of skipped right past that, didn't we? Hey, Ghosty, no, Marketplace is not back. Dev stream tomorrow, though, so hopefully they'll give us a date or something. We'll see. My favorite first-person shooter's gotta be Half-Life 2 or Far Cry 3. Did you play, what was it? Black Mesa's pretty good. That's like the Half-Life 1 remade or whatever. As much as I do love Half-Life 2, I don't know, I'm still waiting on Half-Life 3 when they inevitably bring it out with their new console, the Steam PC or whatever the hell it's called, that giant brick. Right? Half-Life 3 is real. Yeah, big one to talk more about retro games. The Thief games, dude. those are games, once again, that I only played like after I was a full-grown adult, and oh my god. Especially Black Parade, the Thief 1 mod. Whew. I want to play through that again. That might actually be one of my favorite games. But it's just so like iconic and memorable that I have a hard time like going through it again. But yeah, Black Mesa, like, I liked it. I don't know if I liked it as much as like Valve, you know, making full-on Half-Life 2. But anyway. Hey, Dammy. How's streaming been? I don't know, because I haven't been streaming as much as I'd hope. Again, I've been too busy with backlog content. But anyways. Yeah, I hope that the dev stream will have something cooked instead of medium rare. Have you played Outlast Trials? Yes. I did play that with a buddy of mine. Got it when it was cheap. It's hilarious. What a fun game when you're playing with friends. But it's not really balanced for a low player count. So eventually we just kind of stopped playing it because our third left. But good game. I didn't beat it. I wish that you could turn off the nudity, because that's just like, why? But I do like how they basically like make you torture people in order, kind of like Saw, where you torture people in order to progress forward, and you're probably supposed to feel conflicted about it, but I always just find it hilarious. Nope, Marketplace is still down, Hydra, unfortunately. But they got a Trove Dev stream tomorrow, so hopefully they'll talk about it, but we'll see. And for VOD gamers, when I say tomorrow, I mean April 16th. Because I don't know when I'll make this stream public for VODs. Otherwise, for the most part, I've just been chipping away at my... like, I got a backlog of videos that I'm trying to, like, push here on the channel. That's why there's been an overabundance. But then I also have a backlog of games that I need to play through on Steam. So I'm gonna be kind of doing a special... I think, like, something I want to experiment with is... kind of like, you guys might remember my Never Heard of It series. It's kind of like that, but instead it's like games I tried this week. So I got that recorded. I just got to edit it. And then I was also thinking if there's ever any like substantial game that I've been playing that I think is interesting enough to share, but maybe I don't plan on doing a review or anything, I could probably squeeze a quick segment in the Trove stream highlights. That's what I was thinking anyways. I don't know how well it would fit. It might just be too jarring. But we'll see. Trove definitely reminds me of the 90s shooters like Doom and Wolfenstein or Quake with the Shadow Hunter. Yes, that's why I like it so much, because I often describe Trove as like Quake, but an MMO. Like, with how fast-paced it is and everything, dude, we need a class that has, like, a rocket launcher and splash damage. Hey, Zyph. That'd actually be really cool. the Doomslayer as a class. Was wondering where those videos went. I always found them interesting. The Never Heard of It, it just wasn't popular, and furthermore, here's the big thing. This is kind of the biggest thing that I learned from like having the channel take a bit of a back seat for like Hightail and all that stuff, was not overdoing it. I'm a workaholic and I'm self-employed, a dangerous combination. But the point is that for like the Never Heard of It series, I was making it a weekly thing. So I burnt out rather than when I have it. Not to mention it was kind of difficult to sell, you know? But I always overthink things. So for me, it was like, oh, well, do I, have a never heard of it and it's just a bunch of voxel games? Or do I at least include one voxel game every time, just so that there's a little bit of Trove overlap? And at the end of the day, it's just, me overthinking things. Putting on too much work, trying out too many hats, ultimately, let's just not do it anymore. So there you go. Did you ever play City of Heroes? I tried it a little bit. I didn't get into it at the time, but I heard good things about it. I was busy with other MMOs though. Apparently they're doing like an EverQuest remake. I guess they're trying to capitalize on the Guild Wars remake, but we'll see what happens with that. Hey, Jess. Oh, if Solarian had a rocket launcher, that'd be a nice take on it. EverQuest Legends. The dream. Dude, that game like seemed so cool. For those of you that don't know, there was this idea they were gonna make an MMO that actually had graphics, but it was using voxels. So it was gonna have destructible terrain and stuff, and it just, man, it seems so cool. But then they put all their eggs in one basket with some dumb like survival mode for EverQuest, and it was not interesting because it was like, oh, you're on a server with people and you can build like a cornerstone like in Trove, but if you want to keep that cornerstone, you gotta pay the rent, and it was like, nah. And now, as far as I know, that company went bankrupt, so that's fun. Anyways, remind me of Markiplier's 3 scary game videos. Yeah, kind of. Going back to the Never Heard of It series, which I don't know if I'll still title it the Never Heard of It series. It'll probably just be like games I played this week. I don't know. We'll see. Hey Solo. Also, did I say hi, Jess? I hope I did. I don't even want content updates for Trove. Just give me a new class every couple months. Bro, preaching to the choir, man. That's all I want from this game. Here's the thing, and I know I might get some slack for this. Why would they need to bother constantly rebalancing characters if they just keep adding new characters? Because, power creep, like all the gotchas do it. Why can't Trove do it? I would assume it makes them the most money. But if we ended up just getting a class every few months until the game had like too many, just, not forcing it just when they have one, but I don't know. Anyways, yeah, Leon's doing great. He's still getting used to daycare, but him being in daycare means I actually get to sleep in, so that's nice. But I'm not gonna get to sleep in over the weekend because the daycare's closed. So, yay. You remember Arcade? Yes. I don't think that game clicked with me, if I recall. But I might be mixing it up with a different game in my mind. Oh, God. Ugh. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with your Twitch, Yarrow. I haven't played video games in general for about a year or two, but one of the games I played with my brothers as a kid is shutting down. Sad news for real. The game got trashed though. Yeah. Welcome to getting old. You'll get used to things that you know and love being delisted. I'm joking, but yes. Like, I remember there was a huge outcry with Club Penguin closing. I never played it, so I didn't care, but Trying to remember which one was Arcade. Was that the other Tryon game? Or am I mixing it up? I still think it's funny how MapleStory 1 is still going, but MapleStory 2 is completely shut down. Like, I didn't even know they shut down the Korean servers as well. I think like a year or two ago. And then there's there's another game that I'm kind of excited for. So there was this old game called Dragon Nest. That was it. It was an old Nexon MMO, had action combat, chibi characters. It was really good. It had really good combat for an MMO. Kind of, I'm gonna say kind of like Trove, except you didn't have the speed and verticality. But you had like combos and stuff like that. Anyways, that game's like from the Jurassic era, so it's dead now. But there's a new one coming out called Dragon, is it called Dragon Sword or something like that? Where I don't think it's the same studio or anything like that, but it is another in the Dragon Nest world or something. And apparently they opened it up as a gacha game. This was like last year or a year before or something in Korea. So I didn't get to play it. And it flopped so hard that now what they're doing is they're having the game come out as a single player game with optional co-op, and they got rid of all the gacha, which actually sounds better. That might actually be really, really good. I'm assuming it's going to be similar to Grand Blue. But it's funny how like these games keep trying to do, they keep trying to do Genshin. But the Dragon Sword game, the main thing that catches my eye is, again, the combat looks fantastic. Like, it's not just mobile slop, like tap, 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 tap. And the character design is kind of cool. It looks pretty generic, if I'm being honest. But I'll take another open world Zelda game, especially if it doesn't have gacha crap. That one's coming out in May, I think. So I'll definitely cover that one. You know what game comes out tomorrow that I might actually play? Pragmata. The one by Capcom. Game looks like crap. I tried the demo. Everyone kept saying, bro, I know the game doesn't look good. Try the demo. I tried the demo. It's fantastic. It's so fun. It was like, wait, I might actually really like this game. I don't think I'm gonna get it day one though, so we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, it'd be a cool idea for Trove if they added a button to unsocket multiple gems at once. Ah, you mean like having a loadout? Yes, it would. I've told them about that. I've told them about the fact that we should just be able to right-click our gems to take them out instead of having to click and drag like an idiot. But nope, they just don't want to do it. You can unsocket your gems with a controller pretty easily. Did you try Borderlands Mobile? Nah, I don't play mobile games, man. The mobile games I play are kind of just slop. And I just play them when I have free time, which is barely ever. Hey, 808. Hope you're doing well. Yes, I am. Thank you. I hope you are as well. Yeah, I'll say yesterday actually these past couple days, I kind of just took the night off. Was playing all these other little games and stuff with friends and just kind of trying stuff out. But I do gotta start working on whatever next week's Trove guide video is gonna be. I'm thinking like the easy one, Shadowhunter 57K guide, and then slowly start working on the class guides for this year, but But I don't know if that's going to be relevant depending on when the class rework hits. So I might have to hold off and, oh God, I might have to actually think and come up with an idea. Quick, guys, what kind of Trove tutorial should I do next week? I could do one focusing on the Neo Ninja front flip. But again, I don't want to touch anything to do with the classes if the rework is that close. I don't know. We'll see. I'm joking, but I'll come up with something, just not right now on the fly. Yeah, I've heard people playing Clash of Clans. That's kind of where it's at. Like, I just play like maybe one game that, you know, I just play in the morning when I'm waking up, and then that's it. Just grind my dailies and move on. Oh, you were asking about Borderlands Mobile because it's not in your region. I see. I hope tomorrow's dev stream reveals the super secret Vanguard rework where he just crashes your game. Yeah, me too. Ability where he smashes through your monitor. Dude, could you imagine if Trove had a little bit more like style? Like, as much as ZZZ is one of the most boring games in existence and I don't even know why it exists, at least the game has so much style, bro. Imagine like something like that with Trove where, yeah, like you would actually have a character that punches through like the screen or something. And then maybe while like your character starts auto-firing, meanwhile like what you're actually doing is like a mini game where your character is like, I don't know, doing a side scroller puzzle or something. It'd just be really cool if Trove had like enough budget to do some off the wall stuff. I still think Trove would work very well as like, I'm not gonna say a gacha game, but it would work really well with a lot of things that are in games that people don't normally like the Battle Pass and whatever else. Battle Pass, I think, would work really well in Trove. Thank you. I am excited for the rework though. Like for the classes. I do again hope that they actually have a plan with tomorrow's stream where they actually talk about stuff instead of just alluding to stuff like they do sometimes. But we'll see. Also, side note, just because my brain is that slow to process things. When someone was asking about Baby Leon, I am slowly gathering clips on my phone that I might just compile together into a vlog. It's not gonna have any rhyme or reason. It's literally just gonna be a bunch of, like a clip dump. No plans on when that'll happen. I gotta get around to it when things slow down enough. Stay still, please. Stop that. Watched one of your old vlogs from a while back and enjoyed it. Thank you. Yeah, I will mention that my Japan vlog from last year, I don't know what I was thinking, splitting it into multiple videos. I think I was just trying to make the task of making the vlog easier on me, but ultimately it ended up being the exact same amount of work. So next time I'll just make a 2-hour vlog and say who cares. That's kind of the advantage, again, with like how, you know, I took a step back with things with the channel and everything, and now coming back into it, it's like, oh, right, who cares? Just do what you're gonna do, and screw the algorithm. Just keep Trove as the only stable point. Oh. Thank you. No, so splitting the vlogs apart, like that's what I'm saying. I thought it was going to be an easier task for me. Most of all, it was easier in the sense that I could upload them quicker, right? And part of me was thinking, oh, well, you know, as far as vlog is concerned, as far as the algorithm, people are more likely to search this one specific area, right? But I don't know. Again, like it ended up just being like more effort than it was worth. So again, like next time I'll just try and splice it all together into a really long vlog, or I could split it into parts, but at the very least it would be like part 1, part 2, you know, because otherwise that was also like a really long trip, probably the longest I've had in years. So it was a lot of footage to go through. But in hindsight, I probably would just compile it all into one video, which would not perform as well, but who cares? Anyway. Hey, Philip. Do I need to level my gems to their max level before using converters for Crystal and Mystic? I don't know if you need to level them to maximum. Ideally, you would want to. Does it actually say? It might be that you need them maxed out. I don't exactly remember. But the point is that if you have a gem that's like maxed out, obviously that's the one you want to convert, because then you don't gotta start leveling it from scratch again. But yeah, I'm gonna assume, yes, you need them maxed out, because I seem to vaguely remember that you do. Then again, I can't 100% comment on that because my gems were always maxed out when the new updates dropped with the gem converters, so I never tried doing it with a smaller one. But why would you want to do that when you could just get one as a raw drop, right? You do need to have them maxed out. Okay, there you go. Oh, a couple of you guys are saying that you needed to max them out, so never mind my rant. Makes sense. I just don't know if the game mentions that. Maybe it does. Oh, what'd you send me, Naxi? Yeah, I'll check it out after the stream. Sure. You mean your Borderlands game or whatever? You think they'd maybe rework Draco? Or is he in a healthy state? Oh no, dude, they're reworking all the classes again. Don't worry. I don't know how much they're gonna change them. Like, it might just be some numbers here or there. But they're supposed to have their dev stream tomorrow, which I won't be able to catch live, but I will have a video highlighting it. Yeah, no, they're gonna do a rework of every class. Yes. They collected a whole bunch of data on it last year, and they've been slowly chipping away at it. It should come out this year. Apparently that's gonna be the next update, is the changes to the classes. But again, like, don't get your hopes up. It might just be like some number tweaking rather than like overhauls. We'll see. It'd be cool if they overhauled some, but I don't think all of them need it. Do you know what year it is? No. I want to say 2005. Wait, what's Trove related actually? All right, I'll just check and see what you're talking about, bro. Oh. Okay, yeah, that's a unique item. That's interesting. Cool. Basically, to summarize, Naxi's been doing like a lot of God's work, reporting like all of the Trove cheaters and stuff, and then one of the devs kind of rewarded him with a training dummy in his cornerstone that has the same character model as the developer. So that's cool. That's unique. They need to give out more weird things like that, dude. Just like collectible things. Hey, Sensei, we were playing on the wrong game mode with the shrimp game. Yes, because I didn't know, like, you host multiplayer and those were the only game modes that we saw. Versus if you go into campaign, you then can say host multiplayer game. Stupid. Ignore me, guys. It's some other game that me and my buddy were trying out the other day that was not very fun. And then it turns out we were playing the wrong game mode the whole time. As a beginner player in Trove, what should I be doing? Well, not to point you to another video, but I do have a guide on like power rank at intervals, if that's what you're focusing on. Otherwise, honestly, if you just started, just play the game. Most of all, log in and get your dailies, because your big limiting factor later on is going to be your qubits. I'd say get death defying right away. That's probably kind of the big mandatory thing. Later, Jess. Thanks for coming out, man. No, Twitch, why? Wee. But yeah, Sensei, I don't know if we'll get around to trying that tonight. We'll see. Probably gonna do this Trove stream and then get back to editing. Or just chill, you know, because that would be fun. The main thing is, like, as much as I'd love to just chill after the stream, I gotta wake up super early over the weekend because the daycare's closed, so I don't get to sleep in because I gotta take care of baby, which is fine, whatever, you know, sleep, who cares? But it means that I'm gonna be pretty clocked out to try and get my Monday Trove video ready. So I'm thinking I should try and get that video ready as soon as possible so that I have the option of just not doing it over the weekend. But we'll see. Maybe I'll just sleep in Sunday like a monster. I say I am unable to sleep in anymore. With mods, the cards usually get crazier, so if you want to try with friends... What cards? What are you talking about, Hydra? Sorry, stream delay has me confused. When does PR really get time gated? I got to 35k PR in 2 weeks, but everyone says it will slow down a lot soon. Yes, it will, most of all because you're gonna be locked behind like dragons and stuff, and they're technically time gated. Just a lot of generalized resources, like qubits are also gonna be a big one. I don't think the skill tree is responsible for any PR, but as far as I'd heard, people say that around like maybe 40k PR is when it starts to really slow down. I don't have like a new account or anything though, so I can't 100% confirm that. If they would ever release Trove on the Switch 2, then maybe we would bring back the New Beginning series. Maybe. Just because it'd be kind of interesting. I'd love to see if, oh dude. Imagine they get Trove working on the Switch 2 and they add the proper mouse and keyboard support. So I would literally just be playing Trove the exact same way that I'm playing it right now on PC with my mouse and my keyboard, but I would be on the Switch. That would be cool. I would do that. Obviously, we'd still have to come to PC because of all the updates, but but it, you know, it'd be nice to be in my comfort zone as far as playability while still starting again. Hey, Choo Choo. I have to get myself a Switch 2, man. So many games I want to play from Nintendo as well. Do it. I love my Switch 2. I have not had any reason to play it recently. Most of all just because I've had to tighten my belt with their games. And because there's nothing else they've really announced on the horizon for this year. I still think Nintendo is going to go big mode. They've been doing a lot of really sus marketing where you can tell they've got like plans, you know? Like we didn't get any Nintendo Direct. You know they're saving it for like a big event where they're gonna be like, oh, here's Zelda or something, you know? Either way, give me, please. But yeah, fantastic console. A lot of the games that people sleep on are still phenomenal. Donkey Kong especially, oh my god. That's a cool glider. What is it? It's the Terror Squid one. I have videos talking about it, but to summarize, you get it specifically from a super deep delve, and it's the fastest wings in the game. This one. And it's disgusting. But yeah, it's kind of the only wings that you actually get for utility. It's not that hard to get either. Well, I say that. You gotta be really strong. That's for sure. And you gotta go through the delves, which is boring. As of now, I don't have the money. I have like 500 bucks for living expenses, plus more until I get a new job later. Yeah, that sounds like me right now. Because of destroying my channel with Hightail. No, I know. It's more apparent than ever that gaming is a hobby, and a pretty expensive one at that. It's not that expensive, but I think a lot of people complaining about it take for granted the fact that it is not a utility. It's not something that's required. I beg to differ. I couldn't live without video games, but And I won't say that my Switch 2 is collecting dust like my PS5. It's more so that I just don't have the time. There's a lot of games I want to play. Like, I'd love to do another playthrough through Metroid Dread and stuff, but they haven't got a Switch 2 upgrade, which pisses me off. Then again, they have that performance mode thing, which might be good. I don't know. Anyway, going through finals right now, then I'll get a taste of Canadian university student life. Ah, yes. Just borrow all the books, right? And then burn them. You're gonna be living on instant noodles. Wish we had more time in general. Yes, so many things we want to do but can't because of time. Time becomes one of the biggest resources as you get older. You start to realize. I miss when a weekend would feel like a week. Now a year feels like a month. But I think a lot of that has to do with, like, there's a couple factors to that. And the most obvious one is just, well, as you get older, you have less unique experiences. So moment to moment living kind of just all blends together. But on top of that, it's also just been like, I think it's a lot to do with just cost of living and everything being as expensive as it is. Like this post-COVID world sucks because the corporations just realized that they can charge out the ass for necessity items like food. In Canada especially, they realize that they can just charge whatever they want for gas and no one has any other option but to just buy it. It's true pandemonium. Thankfully, we got an electric vehicle, but my God. And so you got to grind a lot more, and that's why there's a lot less time, because I got to pay bills. I say playing video games for a living. Let's be real, I play Trove for a living. But What are you doing hiding in the attic? Get out of there. What is this, Home Alone? Where is it? Oh, there. Yeah. Tea break. And I gotta get a drink. And then we can go through those. You know what we could also do? Not just yet, but I think we should watch that Minecraft Dungeons trailer because I still haven't reacted to that. Good excuse. Do it live, get a quick clip, maybe have a snack or something while I'm doing it. I also realized I wish that we had the ability to pause a stream. It's weird that we don't. So that wouldn't be in the VOD, you know, for someone to fast forward through. But I think I'm probably the only person that thinks about those things. Anyways, what keeps you going specifically with this game? Checked you out years ago. You had a pretty sizable audience back at the game's height of popularity. I think the few of us still here watch just for you. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. That's kind of motivation enough. Like, I've been doing YouTube long before I started doing Trove. But to be perfectly honest, I did finally come to a point where I had Burnout. If you've been here for the more recent months, like since we came into this year, when Hytale released, I put Trove on the back burner so that I could focus on Hytale. And ultimately that just didn't really pan out the way that I was expecting, beyond just the lack of popularity with the Hytale videos here on the channel. Hytale as a whole didn't get nearly as popular as I expected it would. So unfortunately, here we are, c'est la vie. Unfortunate just because I was trying to, you know, have another breakout thing. And I'm still gonna cover Hytale. But as far as like just playing this game, I'd say it's my favorite game in terms of time played. Like, for sheer volume, I don't think there's any game that tops Trove for me in terms of total hours invested. And there's a lot of things that I still enjoy about the game, and I still get really excited when there's updates. I think the main issue is just that updates are so infrequent. That's kind of the big thing that makes me like, oh. But I still enjoy Trove. I do. As we kind of discussed earlier, and as I've mentioned multiple times, it's Quake, but an MMO. Like, it plays so fast-paced. It is still very unique. Also, I don't think I could quit, even if I wanted to. I just finally took a bit of a break. Or sorry, no, I should give the generic YouTuber answer and just say, it's my job, and leave it there. But yeah, if, just to say, like, I know I don't need to say this, but sometimes I'll get comments about people saying, oh, I've been watching your videos for years and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, not to undermine it, but basically saying like, oh yeah, I, you know, started watching for Trove, stayed around for you. And then at the end of the day, the videos that still get all the views, it's just the Trove videos. And I always questioned that because it's like, well, why don't you branch out? Why don't you try my other videos? In most cases, I find them a lot more interesting, but that could also just be because I've been at this for so long. I will say I am weird with the games that I enjoy. There's not much overlap with Trove and the other games that I play in my personal time. I think there is, but more so at like a deeper fundamental how this game plays and feels type of thing, you know? Like there's a certain game that I'm very attracted to, but then someone from the outside might look at the game and just be like, what? How is this anything like Trove? Like Hytale, I would say, has some Trove bones in it, just in terms of the movement and control of your character. Although, you know, I cut a lot of that out of the Hightail videos. So main thing I'd recommend is check out the Hightail stream I did a couple days ago. Unless, no, I think the VOD of that went public. Was that glider? It seems faster than normal. That's because it is. You get it from the delves. I have videos that cover it, including, I think, a short that showcases it. But just look up like Terror Squid, I think is what it's called. It's pretty much the best glider. I appreciate that Trove has some stuff like that where, oh, this item is just outright better than the others. But I do wish that it went back to its core fundamental of transmogging everything. It's kind of annoying that everyone has the Cosmic Dragon, everyone has the Terror Squid wings at the end game, you know, because, oh, well, it's the best. When it's like, why can't I just transmog other dragons or just bounce or other wings? Like, what's the point? It should be more so that when you unlock these wings, it just unlocks the speed across the board, a permanent upgrade to your character. That could add a lot more meaning to items in the game, and instead of just mastery. Oh, you unlock this specific item, it ends up increasing your movement speed with every mount in the game or something, so that you can then still just use whatever the hell you want. Oh, you unlock the Cosmic Dragon, now you got high jump with all mounts. But you can toggle it off with this click of a button or something. But that would require effort. Probably quite a bit of effort, not to undermine the devs. Oh, sorry, over saying, I started a new character, what should I do? I mean, we kind of already answered that earlier. If you're at the beginning of the game, most of all, you just want to focus on doing like all the dragon challenges that you can and then getting your daily star bar. Because that's all you really can do. That's going to end up biting you in the butt if you don't do it now. Gardening and professions can also be very time gated. Like, unfortunately, that's kind of the big thing. I'd say you probably want to get to not Shadow Towers right away, because all the Shadow Tower items have been moved into the delves years ago. But that'd be the big thing that I would suggest, is getting your weekly Despoiled Divinity and Lunar Souls and stuff like that. That's probably like the top priority as a new player, is to get to that within your first week of playtime so that you can continually get those every week. Also thanks JP in game saying big fan. I just told him I'm streaming. Don't know if he'll show up, but oh, I will BRB really quick, guys. We're gonna check some of the pictures from Leon at daycare today. Yeah, that was good to see. Probably like he's been going to daycare for a few weeks now, and it's taking him a while to adjust. But that's probably the first time we've seen him being kind of normal with the teachers, because he still doesn't talk yet. He still doesn't walk yet. He's getting there. He has, his first word was ice because I think it helps with his teething. So he always ice. You'll get him ice, put it in his mouth, cools him off. But a lot of times, like when he's curious about something, he'll point and he just goes, and he'll like just get distracted by everything. And then this was the first time that we got a clip from the daycare where he's just sitting, he's chilling, he's playing, and then he looks at the teacher and goes, and like tries to hand her the shovel. And it was just dead silent until he just did that. So it was really funny to us. We're parents, we're biased, we love him. But it was good to see that. Kind of the first reassurance, he's getting comfortable. Anyways, doting parent here. We've got a couple comments to catch up on in regards to when the guy was saying, what keeps you playing? Naxi was saying, Trove Special, I've been playing it for over 10 years. I do log in every day, though Scyushi is here, has been playing even longer. Nah. I don't know. I've been playing like since it was on that Humble bundle. I don't remember when. But if you're at 10 years, I think I'm only 1 year over. And if I'm being honest, I don't log in every day. Not anymore. I stopped that chain a long time ago, and yeah. I don't really, I live to game rather than game to live. Anyway, that's the rough thing about niche content creation. Yes, I agree. The audience and enjoyment only last so long, and the size of the audience is usually only as big as the game itself. Yes, I agree. And it's way harder than people think to actually have your content break out and be like the Markiplier, the Jacksepticeye, the PewDiePie, But even then, you see, since PewDiePie's retired, he still gets over 1 million views for his vlogs and stuff like that. But considering he has 100 million subscribers, I remember he talked about it. I actually find his videos a lot more interesting now that he has retired, because he's just more honest about things and talking about how, now that he's not chasing YouTube anymore and chasing trends and all that stuff. But then the irony is, here I am also not doing that, but I'm not nearly as big. I don't know, man. I got my little corner, and so long as I can keep paying the bills, I'm happy, So I do hope that I can keep paying the bills, because, the YouTube hasn't been paying that much lately, but granted, that was because, the hightail shift with the channel. So hopefully things kind of get back to Steven soon, despite the fact that I still am not doing Trove videos every day anymore. And I mean, at the end of the day, would the smart decision be only playing Trove on this channel and then putting everything else to the second channel? Yes, but I don't think I could create that much content on Trove anymore. Anyways, ramble, behind the scenes stuff, who cares? The thing is, the way that, the advantage of using all that AI crap, and particularly when I was discussing the channel with Gemini, is because Gemini is Google, it actually knows how the YouTube algorithm works, because ChatGPT speculates a lot. That was the one takeaway that I would say about using AI is it is confidently incorrect and lies all the time. I am so sick. Like, what I'll basically use AI for now is if I'm searching something up with a game, I find it better than Google at the very least. I'll just tell it, you know, I'm looking for a solution to this, but I specifically will tell it, look online, because if you don't, it's going to give you a fake answer. But anyway, to the point that I'm getting at, when I was figuring out things with the channel with Gemini, I was very surprised to see like how the YouTube algorithm works and how like YouTube handles watch time and everything. Because the funny thing is that as far as YouTube is concerned right now, like I was always confused. How come I'm still like, to break the fourth wall here and be transparent with you guys, how was I still making a full-time living from my videos despite the fact that they're making far less views? And that's because YouTube for years now has taken a shift where it's more focused on how much minutes are watched on a video. The individual view doesn't even matter anymore. So I don't even know why it tracks that. I feel like YouTube should just track minutes watched on a video. At the very least, then you would be able to tell whether or not a video is good or not. Because, you know, the dislike button's not there anymore. But even then, the dislike button just counts as engagement. So it's just, I don't know. This platform's bogus, dude. Anyway, long story short, the point that I'm getting at to come full circle, you know, when I was talking earlier about having like a vlog be 2 hours long instead of smaller bite-sized videos, apparently that's the better play. And that's why you're seeing a popularity of like video game retrospectives and stuff, or at least I am. I don't watch them because I find retrospectives to usually just be bloated as far as videos are concerned. It's the same reason why I started doing tutorials years ago. People just don't shut up and get to the point, let alone, you know, make it entertaining. I can ramble. I know I can ramble, but I try my best not to. Streams are different though, you know, that's what this is for. But just making a point that hopefully things kind of iron out and get a little bit more stable again. I have, you know, fully accepted, yeah, Trove's my job. But that doesn't mean that I'm not still going to show you guys other games that I think is interesting. I got a video coming out. Is that one coming out tomorrow? Oh, later today. I'm really excited for this game, and I'm gonna have it post in the morning. I don't think it's gonna be very popular, but I don't care. And that's kind of the thing moving forward is I want to kind of, you know, it's not about not caring. It's about putting care into the parts that matter. That'd be a good way that I can summarize like the channel's direction. But anyways, hey Neil. PewDiePie subs are inflated. Doesn't have that many fans. No, of course. I don't think anyone's subs equal views anymore. That's how YouTube used to work. Even I have over 206K subs and have for many years. It hasn't moved. But I don't get that many views on my videos. Every now and then I'll have a breakout video here or there, but it's not frequent. It really depends on like, you know, the topic. Like my video where I talked about moving on from Trove, that got tons of views. But then, you know, facing facts, the channel was just slowly getting dug into a hole by pushing Hightail and stuff. And I still think there's the potential for Hightail. I'm still gonna cover it. Like I'm still building, This week is still going to be like the base tour. It's just that it's going to go in maintenance mode instead of Trove. You know, you guys know it's all old news. I talked about it already. I don't mean to repeat myself. Do you have your Bomber Royale level maxed out? Yes, I do. I have for probably since season 1 of Bomber Royale. I haven't grinded season 3 like at all. I just got the volatile bounder mount and called it a day. But Bomber Royale is another thing that unfortunately kind of got thrown to the wayside for the game. I miss PvP. It was fun. I don't typically like PvP. I loved Trove's PvP, man. You wanna know why? Because we could do it on custom maps. Bomber Royale would be pretty dope on custom maps as well. Just wouldn't be as fun. That's something to mention to the devs. Where's PvP? Can they bring that back? God. That'd be fun. Yes, thank you, Darth. That's kind of the thing. Like, there's been, you know, a huge renaissance of change with the channel over the course of these last few years in particular, where trying to find balance between everything. But this year in particular, you know, having a baby, that puts things into perspective real quick. And I mean, I'm not gonna ever pretend that I wasn't like happy doing YouTube. It's more so just not like completely happy with how I was handling the content side of things. But I'm, right now, I'd say I'm kind of like maybe 75% of the way there, because I still feel like right now anyways, because we're still going through this transitional period, I've got an overabundance of content that's coming here on the channel. So once that slows down and then I can kind of get back into a better rhythm, then I'll be happier. But again, it's not like I'm unhappy. It's more so, oh, I'm editing constantly. Just trying to get through the backlog of stuff, that's all. This game can easily be revived. Yes, I think so too, honestly. I think if they put in the effort, it could really have a turnaround. One thing that I completely forgot since I, you know, started focusing my attention on Hytale, I should do a Trove review. But the thing is, I have two types of reviews. I have the reviews where it's a game that I want to just get to the point as quick as possible. You know, I never get into spoiler territory and stuff. Usually I'll only show footage of the beginning of the game and I get the review done in under 5 minutes. But then there's games like Trove where I've been playing this game for so long. You know, how deep do I get into it? Like, I think me personally, I get daunted at the idea of doing a review for Trove just because there's so much to this game, despite the fact that there's only really one thing to do, which is just kill dungeons and grind. But because otherwise the alternative of making a shorter review for Trove after 10 years of play would literally, like, I feel like it would, one, be a disservice to, you know, the amount of insight that I do have to this game. But on top of that, it would be like, would I be doing that because it's the standard formula I do for reviews, or is it just because it would be lazy and easier? I don't know. That said, I do want to continually from here on out do like a state of the game where I think I did it for this year, where I talked about Trove from last year and all the updates and stuff. What updates? But, you know, a yearly check-in. Here's where we're at. Marketplace is still offline. I guess that's kind of what the returning guide is, though. But yeah, I don't know. I'm still going to workshop that idea. I do think that there is merit to talking about this game in a review light, where it's more about being a critic rather than my own bias. What bias? I love this game, yes, but I've always been critical of it. So who am I kidding? I'm probably the only one who's like still super like critical of it and complaining about a lot of things all the time. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be about making that video because I think it would do well. It's more so just wanting to make a good video about that. You know, if I'm being real, I never think about that side of things, like the algorithm side of things, which is probably why the channel never like took off beyond Trove. But at the same time, like I'm also like, not only are we talking about like a really niche game, I'm also a really niche, weird person. Always have been, always will be. Cause I still remember even when I first started dating my now wife. And like I'd always tell her how it's like normal is so boring. Like, no, just be weird, be yourself, you know? Which the irony is, when I ended up doing the whole shift where I was trying to push the hightail stuff, and using AI to kind of help with the, the workflow of all of that. It took me a while to realize, oh, right, AI is going to try and make a generic YouTuber. Because what's their training data? Well, it sure as heck ain't me, because I'm too different. Which is also why I don't have broad appeal. Because I can be a little bit prickly sometimes. But anyway. Yeah, so the player numbers for Trove, I mean, that depends, right? Like, because there's also, you gotta acknowledge, it's not like every Trove player watches me or anything. There's people that don't like my content. I think a lot of them, though, are just people that are grumpy and didn't even give my content a chance. Or, they're still kind of in Wonderland thinking that I have my persona. What's up, guys? The super high energy. And I mean, I'm still a high energy individual, but I realize that I can't live like that. And that's kind of the thing, is these videos are just more of an extension of like myself as a person rather than... Anyway, you guys know why you're here, so why am I explaining it? I will say, not to sidestep, there's still like a lot of games on my bucket list that I'm hoping I can play through. Probably not this year. Outer Wilds is one that I've been really wanting to play through because I keep hearing really good things about it. Apparently it's got like a really good story. Also Darkwood, maybe I'll play that around October if I get the chance. But it all depends what's coming out, I have a hard time like starting a series because I can usually stay pretty committed to it. But it also depends on the game. Let's be real. Like Crimson Desert, for example, I was talking with my buddy the other day and, he was saying, what's your thoughts on the game? And, you said that you beat it. Did you move on from it? Did you rush through it and everything? And it's like, I kind of took my time. But the thing is, like, again, like the way that I play video games is not normal. Like I beat Crimson Desert in around like 85 hours. And I think that was, I think that's fast for the average player. The average player is probably going to put in over 100 hours to that game. And granted, I could have beaten it earlier. I just decided to chase some of the side content, which I'm happy with because I beat, in my opinion, the hardest boss in the game. But that's the thing is then I beat the game and it was like, okay, well, I beat the hardest boss. What's the point in playing anymore? Like when there's not something to chase after for some reason, I'm done. It's like a dog chasing a car, but then as soon as the car's gone into the garage, it's like, oh, I'm done. And for whatever reason, that's how I am with a lot of games. And certain games that I have on my bucket list, I find it really hard to start playing it because it doesn't really have the car right away. It's like the car's just starting and I'm just like, I gotta wait for it to start driving. This analogy is getting really weird. Hey, Hypto. Hot take, World of Warcraft is mid. Yes, it's like a 30-year-old game or something. I've said it before, I'll say it again. If World of Warcraft had action combat, it would probably be my favorite game. I love the style of the game, and I love the idea of how grindy it is. But being tab targeting, nah. Not interested. You give me combat like this twitchy in World of Warcraft, I'm there. I'd also kill for an over-the-shoulder Diablo game. Doesn't always have to be isometric, guys. Diablo 5 should be an over-the-shoulder where it's just Diablo, but an action game. That's why, like, as far as, you know, I tried League of Legends. I didn't really like it. I liked Smite. I got into that one. Because, again, it was more twitchy. You are not part of the dungeon, but I'll kill you anyway. You into MOBAs? No, not particularly. I'm just making a point. Although I did get into Heroes of the Storm quite a bit. Most of all, you know, because I was a Blizzard fan. Like, I was a fan of a lot of their IPs. Played it free to play, grinded like all the characters I wanted. Played it with a bunch of friends and stuff years and years and years ago. I'd still say HOTS is like the fun MOBA. But MOBAs in general are not really my thing. Most of all, like, I'm the type of person where I like to experience things, even if only once, to know whether, you know, and then I'll come up with my own opinion on it rather than just people saying a general blanket statement. MOBAs suck. It's like, well, I can't say I don't like MOBAs unless I try them, right? I never tried Dota. And again, like, it's more so like I played enough MOBAs to know I'm not the biggest fan of that formula. It was just like how they played. Like, Heroes of the Storm, I thought was fun, but most of all in an uncompetitive light. As soon as it gets competitive, it's boring. Because then you're not playing the game the way that you want to. You're playing the game the way that you have to. Versus Smite, I again liked because it was basically over the shoulder, you know, kind of an action combat, just as far as that type of game. But even so, I didn't really like the MOBA mode as much as I liked the, there was like a weird arena mode where it was just you versus the other heroes. It was pretty good. I could never go back to it now. Not only do I not have the time, but I just know it's not for me. I know what I like, and for the most part, I stick to that. I reach out and experiment a lot with indie games. That's the big one. And boy, have I tried some weird stuff. And you know what? Some of these indie games have become my absolute favorites. Intravenous is a top-down like pixel art. I've never really been into the top-down pixel art perspective, but it's one of my favorite stealth games ever. I finally just tried it, got into it, and it was like, oh, I got into it hard. I've tried both Path of Exiles. I don't care about one, it's too old, and I've got a lot of mixed opinions on Path of Exile 2. My main criticism for Path of Exile 2 is when it initially launched into early access, it had potential to sweep the world by storm by being a top-down Souls-like that had, you know, dungeon crawling and loot and all of that stuff. But unfortunately, those devs have proven with every sequential update that that was a fluke, and all they're interested in doing is making Path of Exile 1 again, but in a new engine. I don't like where they've taken the end game. The class balancing is so boring because all they do is nerf all the fun builds. And while initially it started out as a Souls-like, which was interesting to me because the bosses and the acts for Path of Exile 2, man, when you fight them for the first time, because it's like a proper dance, it was like, damn, these guys actually played Elden Ring, they get it. And then you go into maps and it's like, oh, well, all of that individual player skill just went out the window because it's just about stats now. So what's the point in the dodge roll? You know, I played enough of it. Like I still put in like 300-400 hours into Path of Exile, but if I'm being honest, for right now, I'm still burnt out on it. I don't have much hope for it, but I'll go back to it when it hits 1.0. I'm just gonna wait because my plan with Path of Exile, I don't really like leagues. I'm one of those weirdos who doesn't like starting new characters over and over. I like just investing heavily into one account. And so when Path of Exile has its 1.0, I'm gonna start a character on Standard League and I'm gonna stay on Standard League. I'm never gonna make a league character. And by then, the game should have had enough time to cook that hopefully it'll be a lot more interesting and fun. My biggest issues with the game is too much loading screens. The inventory sucks. So hopefully they rectify that because it is just god-awful right now. Or at least it was when I played it. And then just class balancing, but that's something they can always tweak. That'd be my main, like, legitimate criticisms that keep me from having fun. Too much inventory management, too much time spent in the UI rather than playing the game. But again, I'll wait for 1.0. I'll reserve my judgments towards the game. I did go back to it when they added Act 3 or whatever, but I didn't even get through Act 3. I got so bored I just stopped playing. So I need time to just chill and not play it for a while. But I had a lot of fun with it when I did play it and before it got to like the broken aspects of it. Like the thing is, okay, just for a little bit of context, this goes far beyond Path of Exile. When I play a game that I know I'm going to end up spending like over 100 hours on, I look at the little things and I can immediately identify like, oh, this is going to get annoying. So with Path of Exile, it was, oh, so the amount of times that I have to fill up my inventory and go to town to scrap it or put this crap in my chest so that I can sell it afterwards. Like, those are the things that I was just immediately, this is a problem. It's going to become bigger, a bigger and bigger perpetual issue unless it gets resolved. You know, Trove has a lot of those systems, if I'm being honest. But the thing is with Trove, at least I can just get into the game. Like the loot collector is already god tier, and the fact that we can just interact with it in a world instead of having to go back to our stupid cornerstone or having to go into our club world every single time, you know? But again, like to the point of Path of Exile, yeah, I'll go back to it at some point. Anyway, you should do a one-off video and play Sharks and Minnows. Sharks and Minnows. Space horror. I like that. Oh, dear God. I don't like it already. No, get away from that page. I don't want to look at it. It's been a long time since I had a reaction like that. Like, that actually bothered me. Oh, God. Ooh, I feel icky. No. My thalassophobia is strong with this one. Ugh. I think it's got to do with, like, the sharks in the open water thing. It's just... Oh. Oh, I don't like it. Dude, I forget what the name of it was. There was an indie game I really wanted to try. I think it came out, but I forgot the name of it. It was, you guys know Dread, where you're the little ship and you're fishing and all that stuff, and it's kind of got the cosmic horror to it. There was a game like that was 3D and first person, where it was a fishing game on the surface, but, you know, there was Cthulhu monsters and dangerous things in the water and stuff. I don't remember the name of it. Damn it. I'm sure it's on my wish list, along with 300 other games. So I'll track it down at some point. But yeah, I'm not going to say no to that Hydra. I will, I'll have to take a peek at that when I get some free time. Speaking of cosmic horror, where's the, let's take a break for a moment and watch the Minecraft Dungeons 2 trailer. Shall we? Just because I haven't yet. Dreadmore. Let me see. That would be hilarious if that's what it's called. Nope. I don't know what this is, but this looks good. This is just straight up Dread, though. Like, they just ripped it off. Kind of looks AI, honestly, with how, like, high fidelity it is. I'm a little bit surprised. I might wishlist this, though. I'm not big into the fishing games, if I'm being honest. Let me see. Fishing game, cosmic horror. Dredge. Why do I keep saying Dread? Yeah, I don't know, man. What the hell? Game similar to Dredge. Cult of the Lamb. This guy's a psychopath. Yeah, I'll have to look that up in my wish list. But that Dreadmore game looks kind of cool. Okay. We'll still keep grinding and stuff, but I just thought, let's knock this out really quick. You are not signed in. I do not care. Now, I don't think that this is like a full-on gameplay showcase or anything. As far as I know, it's just a trailer. But believe it or not, I haven't watched it. I just saw the announcement for Minecraft Dungeons 2, and I mean, I love Minecraft Dungeons, so I will definitely get this.
In a land once plagued by great evil, brave heroes took up arms and triumphed against the terror. With peace restored, all was well, until it wasn't.
I wonder if they're going to have a blend between like the chaos and towns and stuff. Like if you can actually save the villages, that'd be kind of neat. Nice that they're already teasing the underwater and stuff, because that was paid DLC in the first game. Oh! Hell yeah. All right, so they're going to end up having the new dimension. Probably before Minecraft does. Is that it? Wow. At least we will have to deal with the warden and stuff, so that's cool. Now, another little side note here is the game just says 2026, but if you scroll down the description, it says fall of 2026, so sweet. Anyway, that was extremely short-lived. Sorry about that, guys. I thought there was more to it. Oh, you know what? Just before we do this dungeon, get out of here. He's gonna try and sneak around to me. I want to show you guys this one. Where is it? No, stop playing. And this might be a cringy trailer, but this was the game. This was the game I was talking about earlier, where apparently it was a gacha game that they threw out in Korea, but it did so badly that they now have turned it into a single player game with co-op as an option. So if it's a gacha game without the gacha, that could actually be really, really good, in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, it's, you know, it's a beautiful Zelda open world Genshin knockoff for sure. But it being a sequel to Dragon Nest, I hope this trailer showcases the combat, because the combat looks fire. I mean, the fact that we already have mounts and flying mounts and stuff. Better than Genshin. Dude, hell yeah. I'm probably the only person excited for this. I was excited for this game when it was announced years ago. And then it was radio silent. I didn't hear anything on it. The one thing that I'm noticing is the aerial combat. Like actual air combos and juggling and stuff. That could be good. Because Dragon Nest had fantastic combat, so I'm curious how this game's gonna handle it. But I'm more curious how they're gonna handle the lack of gacha. And how many players it's gonna go up to. Because it might end up being a Grand Blue type of game, where it more so has you doing boss rushes in co-op. Because I'm noticing at the minimum of 4, oh, that's way more than 4 people. So I wonder if they'll have like matchmaking and stuff, or if it's gonna be like open world versus boss rush is my point. Either way, it comes out in May or June or something, and I'm sold on it. I'll definitely play it. July, okay, I was wrong. But I just wanted to show you guys just because I thought, oh, that's an interesting little story. Also, hi, Hockey. Help me. But yeah, those were kind of the big ones that I thought, yes, I'm excited for these. I'm also very curious about GTA, but we'll see what happens with that after all that hacker stuff. Apparently, what was it? Saw a post where like Rockstar ended up getting hacked or something, and apparently GTA makes like $1 million a day or something for their GTA Online, which is crazy. Got a permatorch 2 days ago by killing 176 Leviathans. Wow. Yeah, that's really lucky. Most people only get it when they get the trophy. So GG. I think it took me like 300 or 400 or something stupid. And then when I finally got it, the funny thing is I got 3 in a row. Probably because I didn't need it anymore. Also, was that you, Naxi? I don't know if Naxi's still lurking. I saw someone mention something about Terraria, but... Also, just recently hit 30 KPR in Shadowhunter. Nice. Let's go. Probably because of that torch. This world's kind of dead. Let's go to a new one. What we got so far? C5, and that's it. Get out of my inventory. No, why is this dungeon done? Whee! Oh, I thought that was you, Naxi. Never mind. Speaking of Terraria, Naxi, did you ever play Tinkerlands? Stupid title, but you might remember I covered that game a while back where I did like a full playthrough of it. Good game. That one's very top-down Terraria versus Core Keeper is kind of its own thing, really. Oh, did you guys, hold on. Don't worry, this will be quick. I don't know if you guys saw this one. Probably never heard of it because it's not like advertised at all. Kyora. So this is the Core Keeper devs, and they're making their own Terraria game. And if there's one thing that I'd say about Core Keeper, they understand loot at like such a deep level, it's actually insane. They had a really interesting blog post where they were talking about how they're going to handle all that. Because the big thing that they were mentioning is they want to make sure that the loot feels meaningful. So you'll go through like a boss fight and you might actually get something that's like a fun new toy rather than just... But anyway, I'm very excited for that one. I got nothing but good things to say about it. I don't know if it's a voxel game per se. It's like more so than Terraria. It's kind of like much higher pixel density. So apparently the building is just going to be like a paintbrush, like not creative. Like even when you're in the game, you'll just be able to paint. But yeah, I really excited for it. I mean, I couldn't advertise Core Keeper enough. Like the main thing that they do in Core Keeper, I think that they handle loot better than most video games. Never mind like being a little dinky indie game. Because the way that they handle it is every piece of gear is viable. It's kind of like a blend between like what Elden Ring does, but a little more approachable. So a piece of copper gear, let's just say, for example, it has like more crit damage percentage. It might be the only piece of gear in the game that has that value of crit damage because every other piece of armor in the game ends up giving a different stat. And so while the initial armor value of copper might be bad, you can always upgrade it. And so in Core Keeper, technically, each piece of gear is viable for some type of a build, which I think is really, really important for that genre of game. Because let's face it, in Terraria, you kind of just upgrade. There's not really builds, you know what I mean? And I mean, granted, that's kind of the appeal for a lot of people, but for me, I like experimenting. That's why, like, I love Elden Ring as much as I do. Because I used pretty much every piece of gear in the game to try and, like, test it out and figure out what utility it has. And, like, I'm one of those freaks. But yeah, that's kind of what like Core Keeper's philosophy is, which is why that Kyora game looks really interesting to me. Hey Muso. Just joined, what are you doing? Yeah, just chilling, just grinding. Every now and then we take a peek at some Steam games and stuff. Oops, hello. When the enemy's ragdoll, that's the best. It doesn't happen often. Like that guy in particular was just chef's kiss. Oh, my inventory must be full. Is that why I'm not picking up these items? Could get a cornerstone, but who cares? Because there's a ship. Yeah, I guess we're making up for my lack of Trove streams last week. Now, as far as if you're asking what I'm doing in game, I don't know, just 5 stars and D15. I don't know if there's like a purpose to it. It's still technically getting me resources for my Mystic gear, which we might upgrade one of our pieces of gear into it, but... Do you have some tips for a player that left the game 5 to 6 years ago? Actually, you're in luck. I just put out my returning guide for 2026 for returning players. You talk about Terraria, but have you tried Calamity? Yes, I didn't like it. But I'm very particular when it comes to modded content, and in most cases I find modders will usually just overtune everything to the point where it's obnoxious. That was my experience with Calamity, but it's been a few years since I tried it. Where's the last guy? Oh, there he is. But yeah, not to offshoot you to another video, Plassy, but might be better than me trying to come up with something off the cuff. I'll be real. Terraria is not one of my favorite games, just in general. I always enjoyed making videos on it, but I never really enjoyed playing it myself, if that makes sense. Although it probably doesn't to anyone outside of content creation. But it was one of those games, you know, it's always a top demand game where people are like, I play through Terraria, and then I do a playthrough, and then as soon as I'm done with it, I just move on. Once upon a time, I was gonna do like a Terraria series with like multiplayer, but it's too tough, especially now, to try and sync up time schedules with people. Someday I'll do it. And I'm not knocking Calamity as far as like, you know, I've heard plenty of good things from my friends that are obsessed with Terraria. I'm just saying that, like, for me, that was kind of one of the factors was, I'm not that big into Terraria that when I tried Calamity, it was just like, oh, it's more Terraria. Which is probably why it's like so highly regarded. Because I think it just adds like tons of content. But I'm also really particular with like, if I have to rely on a wiki, that really bugs me. It's one of the things that I actually really didn't like about Crimson Desert, is the clear lack of direction. Because then you're researching crap and blah, blah, blah. But anyways, people like or dislike whatever they want. Plenty of games on the horizon that I'm excited about. Very few that I'm like, oh, I can't catch my breath. day one buy. Yes. Most games are just, yeah, I'll play that. But I think that's also because none of the big boy games have been announced yet. Like, we haven't had the stupid Jeff Keighley summer game show and stuff. Which, oh my god, it sucked last year. Hopefully this year it's a bit better. As much as, like, you know, High Guard, that game ended up becoming a meme. I do appreciate the fact that people finally started recognizing, like, that Jeff's showcases are kind of, you know, saturated commercials. Like, it's funny because, like, even the Game Awards, right? The Game Awards themselves is an advertisement for video games. But then they, like, squeeze in all of this extra, like, crap for ads. Like, just generic commercial ads for, like, DoorDash and crap. And it's like, it's a commercial for a commercial, dude. Like, what? They're treating it like the Super Bowl. I'll still watch it, but it's a chosen suffering. Yeah, no, it is what it is, and it's fine. Most of all, like, I guess my main complaint is just that the showcases are so long now because of all the ads that they squeeze in. Like, I miss when the showcase is like a Nintendo Direct. I'll always watch those because they got no fat on them. They just get straight to the point. Take a look at this. Meanwhile, if it was Jeff's showcase, it would be 4 hours long for the same amount of content. But anyways, I don't mean to go down that negative train. Because it's whatever. Some people are super into it. I'm just hoping that we get some good announcements this year. I'm slowly getting sold on the idea of Dustbloods, even though it's going to be a PvP FromSoft game, which I'm not that big into PvP. But the fact that it's got Miyazaki behind it means it's going to be a good game. All right, let's finish this dungeon. Like we've been doing this whole stream. Oh, I still gotta upgrade a random gem too, just to get that illustrious box. That's what I should have told them Shadowhunter needed, or more classes than Trove needed. An ability to pull enemies. That's one of the big things that separates a lot of the endgame classes is which the one that can, you know, attack a large group of enemies quicker. Any tips for starting? Bleh. Any tips for starting to get torches? I don't know if I wait to get the best one or get the weak ones instead. So at the very least, you'll be working on the banners, like the quest, and then eventually, once you get like 300 Leviathans, it actually gets you the proper permatorch, like the best one. But I've heard stories from people that always regret going for the lower tiered torches. Because honestly, the weekly torch that you can craft is usually good enough. Like, you could go for the weak ones if you want, but eventually they're just going to be completely outphased. But if that's like literally what you're lacking to go to the higher tiered areas, sure. I would just say, like, don't waste your time with them versus if you can just bump up to the next difficulty, just do it. Oh, really? Wait, that was a Gonda thing. Interesting that there was actually a new banner. Or a new thing, prop that I hadn't seen before. Where are my gem boxes? Oh god, I got too many of them. Ugh. If I don't open these, I'm gonna regret it after. It is gem day, so I could forge them up. But I don't know how much I care. You need at least one slot in your inventory. What are you talking about? No, I loot collect. Oh, because it did the extras. It opened them way too quickly. Do I bother? Like, because here's the thing. If they do hypothetically end up adding a new class, and if it's a magic class, I don't have a magic set of gems. So yeah, I should upgrade these. We got everything going on at once, so. All right, let me see. I think I bring it up to 25. I don't use any items. That went to 28. Oops. Oh, I know. Oh, yeah, I messed up already. I'm stupid. All right. Here, let's do better. I forgot I gotta break all these down. Ugh. Hey, what am I? Oh, sorry, you were asking about the permit torch already. Just letting you know, you keep this game alive for me, and I thank you for that. And I thank you for the kind words and watching my videos. Ooh. Good thing I only messed it up with one gem, dude. Otherwise, my god. Because, yeah, I should future plan. Okay. See if I remember how to do this. Don't I just... hold space or something? Oh, there it is. It just automatically does it. Right. And I just gotta not do it super quick. Bonk. Whew. Riveting gameplay. You gonna try Everwind? I did. I'm gonna have a video that'll talk about my opinion of it. Generally speaking, I would say my issue, like I play almost every voxel game under the sun. You have no idea. So many of them are Minecraft with one mod baked into it. Everwind kind of has like the airships, and that's kind of the main gimmick, but everything else about it just feels kind of sloppy. At least for right now, with it being early access. I'll just say that that game didn't really like have anything that made it unique enough for me to be interested in it. Like doing dungeons and stuff, the combat didn't really seem to have much feedback yet. I like the idea of a skill tree and like actually leveling up and stuff. But the exploration was pretty brutal because you would just make this airship that slowly flies to the next island. And it was just kind of like, oh my God, this is such a chore. And then when I tried to build like a bigger airship, you realize right away, oh, there's a limit to how many blocks you can place. Which, you know, that's just nitpicking. But I would just say again, like it's just too early in development. I'm gonna be real, I just refunded it. But a lot of people keep asking me, so I'll make a video that's gonna kind of talk about that in a bit more detail. But yeah, spoilers, you heard it here first. The game is mid. I think it ended up kind of capitalizing on the fact that Hytale wasn't gonna release. But now that Hytale did, it just kind of mopped the floor with it. At least that's my opinion. Like, you know, if you're into Everwind and it's your favorite game or whatever, it's like, sure, whatever, who cares? Where's the gem that I'm missing? Ah. Oh, I should try this auto loot gems thing. I don't know if I've ever used it. Well, because it doesn't work. Blackthorn. Why do I know that name? Oh, no way. Are you actually talking about this game from the Jurassic period, dude? The one that's by Blizzard, even though you wouldn't think that it is? I assume you're talking about a more modern game. Because otherwise, I immediately knew the old one. I'll say that I remember when I tried it, I loved shotgun blasting dudes in the face. Like, it was pretty funny. It's a good game. Actually, like for an old retro school game, yes. I've played it. I never beat it. How do you think the dev stream tomorrow is going to go? We'll see. Apparently, they should be talking about like the class changes. I hope. More so, I hope they give us like a timetable, you know, like talk about what they're working on, talk about the market. Oh, it's coming out today or coming out next month or something like. But even then, like, you know, I'll believe it when I see it. We were supposed to have the Tiny Quest in March. That never happened. They didn't even make an official post like mentioning that it was getting delayed. But as far as I'm concerned, like me and the channel and everything, I'm not going to catch their stream live. You know, I'll be busy sleeping. Oops. Oh my God. But I'll watch it afterwards, probably around like this same time tomorrow, if not a bit earlier than this. And then I'll have a video that will also just kind of cut down their stream, talk about the interesting bits. You know how it goes. I'm just saying more so like for people that don't have the time. My uncle has a Super Nintendo with those old Contra games. Contra on Super Nintendo, I didn't like as much as the one on NES. Oh, Ghosts and Goblins and stuff. Blackthorn, Star Wars that I used to play when I was a kiddo. Dude, those Star Wars games are brutal. They're so hard. A lot of the issues that I have with like NES games and Super NES games is it was coming off of arcade games, which were quarter guzzlers, right? So people would put a quarter in every time they die. And so that design philosophy kind of plagues a lot of those games where it's got lots of cheap deaths, one-hit kills and stuff. That's the one thing that kind of sucks about like a lot of those retro games. They're really, really hard. But thankfully, most of them have cheats. They're still really good games, don't get me wrong, but if you play some of them, especially without like save states, it's like, oh my god, what do they expect you to do? All right, well. Oh, did I? Yeah, I did get the upgrade gems. Good. Ugh, my inventory. I gotta do an unboxing video soon. Unboxing video. That'll be the day. I would just do it on stream. But yeah, I got too much random crap, man. Too much junk in the trunk, as the kids say. Taking up my inventory here. I think that's how that term's used. And then when the market gets available, I got so many items to sell. No, you weren't bad at those games. They were really hard. Because you'd you'd have limited lives as well. That was the big thing. So like one of the things that you could do is have save states to, you know, kind of take care of that. Just make your own checkpoints essentially. Like play any of the Mega Man games. Oh my god. They're so difficult and they're so full of cheap deaths, like one hit spikes and junk that just gives you an instant game over. That's why I really like remasters are pretty good, but as far as indie games are concerned, I really like where they're at right now in terms of like they're trying to adopt that retro style while not having those problems. One last game I want to show you guys here. Let me see. This one's gonna be a deep cut. No one's gonna care but me. The heck's it called? There we go. Again, no one will care about this, but we're talking about retro style games. So this is one of those games where you guys might have seen stuff like this on Twitter, right? There's some of these big channels or whatever you call them on Twitter where they tweet out these things that look like this, but it's not a video game. It's usually just AI. And people basically are like, oh man, I really want a game that looks like that. So that's what this guy's doing. He's working on one of these games that's got this really, really unique, like retro style. Like it looks like it's a flat image, but it's not. And I was already interested in this game since I saw its initial conception. But then he dropped a trailer which already, again, you know, I know most people won't care about this style, but it really, really appeals to me. But I'm saying I was hyped about this. I didn't even know what this game was. Like I was sold on the visuals, never mind the gameplay. And then, what's that? It's a stealth game, which if you guys don't know, I love stealth games. And furthermore, he's trying to make it like Thief, which is like one of the all-time greats. You got Blackjack for knocking dudes out. He's even got the water arrows for knocking out light sources. And it was just like, oh, okay. This guy came to play. I mean, you know, who knows what'll happen with it. I just really like the idea of it. It's another one of those games I'll try out. But I just thought I should show you guys because I think it's interesting. And if it ends up actually being like an open world stealth game, that'd be pretty dope. But it says there's a demo coming this year, so. But I was already sold on the idea before I knew it was a stealth game. Now I'm extra sold. Anyways, I got over 500k gear vaults. I'm on console, so opening them is miserable. Yeah, that's the thing, dude. So, like, even with gems, like, it's bad. Thankfully, the loot collector, okay, cool, but opening items in mass quantity is always bad. And I learned the hard way just how bad it is to open boxes that, yeah, like if you have like too many of them, like it can slowly snowball out of control and take, I remember like it took me, God, when I was opening like my gem boxes, I had like 2 or 3 stacks of them. And it took me like over an hour, no joke, not even bothering upgrading them. Now it potentially ends up taking longer if I bother upgrading them. But I do not want to, I don't favor you on console dealing with that. Stop playing for 6 months. How the heck did you get 57 KPR? I think 57 KPR was possible within a 6-month period, but I might be mistaken. There's Mystic Gems now, is the long short of it. Yeah, add that game to wishlist, Naxi. I think you'd enjoy it. Also, Naxi, did you ever play, you're saying that you played the Thief games. I didn't know that. Black Parade, the Thief 1 mod, because that probably to me is like the perfect like stealth game. I really want to play through it again. That level design was something else, dude. But yeah, if you ever end up getting free time, Naxi, and we just happen to have, you know, time together, I'd be down to go through System Shock 2 with you if you want. But otherwise, guys, I guess we should wrap up, even though I'm having fun just chilling. But I'll catch you guys in the next one. You have a nice night.